name's Jessica Hynes. I'm a writer and actor. I remember very clearly I was 18 and I was renting a room and working in a restaurant, and I wanted to begin to perform and write, and so I was planning a Covent Garden busking show. That was my kind of immediate goal, because I wanted to do something and start performing. I'd been in the National Youth Theatre, who were supportive and had given me my first opportunity in a production, which then allowed me to get an agent. So they helped me get an agent. Prior to that, I was with a local drama group that met on Saturdays, and the leader of that, the organiser of that, was a woman who suggested that I do that. And then prior to that, it was the teachers at primary school who, like back in the 80s, were writing school plays, and one particular teacher felt that I had a performing kind of skill, and so she very much supported me, and I remember, being in her school productions, and she gave me, a lot of lines. It's okay for things to be not okay. I grew up thinking it wasn't okay for things to be not okay. Everything was okay all the time. I had to make it okay. It all was okay. And actually that was a big thing that I then unlearned. That actually sometimes things aren't okay. It's okay that they're not okay. Sit with the unokayness. It will be okay eventually. But you don't have to panic and tense up. Reach out, open up, seek those friendships. You don't have to solve it all. I literally was like, head down, I can do it all. And actually reaching out, connecting emotionally, not just intellectually, not just professionally, emotionally connect. And that's something I'm really enjoying as I get older and as I get better at it. I went back recently to a funeral of someone who had been in the sort of background really of my childhood, and who'd definitely been around, and who'd been one of the people who during my childhood was extremely generous. And we're talking about the generosity of human connection and love. Always found time to emotionally invest in other people, and who would understand if you needed an emotional investment, she would make that emotional investment. And the kind of person who does that when they have nothing, and when they're exhausted, and when they have their own children to worry about. The kind of person who is abundant in the generosity of just love, pure love, unfettered, with no agenda, just purely because it needs to be done. And I realised that is actually, I'm from women who were like that, who sought to support each other. And I realised that actually those are the women who I really look up to, and those are the women who I model myself on as an individual, and those are the women who inspire me, because I feel that really love in its purest, strongest form is really the only currency that's kind of worth stockpiling, ultimately. Because at her funeral, she didn't have a beam, but the church was packed, spilling out, and people were weeping, because her life had been spent in the investment of other people and her love of them, and therefore her legacy was one of absolute love. And the support her children had might not have been financial, but it was beyond price. And those are the women that I grew up around. I was fortunate enough, not just her but others, and I see them as my as my mentors, as the people who created me, and it made me understand an aspect of my nature which is also very like that, and it made me proud of that, and not kind of like, oh, you do all that, why do you do that for that person, why do you do that for that person? And you do it because you want to, and it might be, it's an empty investment, maybe nothing comes back, but it does, and I believe that.